Hi, my name is Mike. Born and raised in San Francisco Bay Area. Born in San Francisco, raised in San Bruno. Graduated high school in 1976. I became a roofer in San Francisco at about 78 or so. So yeah. Anyway, St. Patrick's Day, I was looking for a side job. I was to go down to and meet some people at an apartment building on Octavia Street downtown, which isn't a very good area. I got to the building, all the doorbells were smashed out, like somebody smashed them out with a hammer or something. So I'm whistling, like no answer. So I look up, I see a window open up on the second floor. I'm thinking, okay, I can pull myself up, get in there. So I stand up on top of the grated grill. I'm pulling myself up. As I'm pulling myself up, the lag bolts that are holding on this ornate piece of steel start popping out. Pop, 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 pop. I know I'm falling. Whoa! I fall backwards. And the next thing I know, I'm waking up on the sidewalk, and well, I was like dazed and confused. And to get up, you have to push your hand up and get momentum. Oh wait, let me back up. The reason I'm telling you this too, which gave me a lot of inspiration, is just recently, like last year or the year before, the little kids that are on there with their flashcards talking about angels and do you believe in angels? And I'm saying if these little kids can do it, they got the huevos enough to get up and say, their experience about angels and stuff. I'm saying I got to do this. I've been telling people that I should do this, and they keep telling me I should do it. So here I am. When this happened to me back in 78, 79 or so, if I was to share my experience with the doctors, they probably would have locked me up in a rubber room. Anyways, to get back to the story, I wake up, my hand is swollen. I have a scar right there because my wrist was broken in half right here, and my hand was way over here like a big S. And I said, well, I'm not going anywhere. Long story short, I got robbed at the same time. I'm yelling and screaming at this guy. The older people come down from the apartment buildings. They said, oh, we called the ambulance. I go to San Francisco General. They put me on a body cast. I end up in Belmont Rehab in San Mateo counties. And because there's nobody at my house to take care of me. I have 7 brothers and sisters. My parents are all working. And I'm in a body cast from my neck down to my waist. I don't have any feelings in my legs. I'm paralyzed. And don't do that. And so I was sitting in there for 11 months. And excuse me if I have kind of a thought where I speak kind of sporadically, because that's another story. In '04, I had a construction accident which caused an inter-caranial bleed, exactly like an aneurysm. I was supposed to die. They gave me last rites, and I experienced some very white light experience. I had an out-of-body experience. I'll tell you that in a minute. But when I was in the hospital at 18, after about 11 months, they came to me. I call them the white coats because 6 of them came down about 11 o'clock at night. And I have tons of stories of survival. My carpenters, when I had my company in San Francisco, used to listen to me and tell me another chapter, boss. But they're all true. I was sitting there, and they said, Mr. Mediette, we know we're going to need to operate on you, and otherwise, if we don't operate on you, you're never going to walk again. And I got so pissed off. I told them, I said, I was 18, you remember, and I told them, oh, get the hell out of here, blah, 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 blah. No one's cutting into my back. And I swore up and down at them. I'm surprised they just walked off. And so it was about 11 o'clock at night. There was only 2 other people in my room. An older lumberjack black dude that was crippled and paralyzed from a log, and then Andy had his 100th birthday there. He was a big black guy, big arms, and works in the coal mines, and he had cataracts in his eyes. But anyway, so I'm in dire straits, So in order to get comfortable, I had to rock myself all the way over in a position. Now I'm looking out the windows, and I just start crying and just crying hard. And I didn't make the sign of the cross, or I believed in God. I've gone to Catholic school, You know, my mom was a devout Catholic, but I really never really went to church for other reasons. But I do believe in God. And I'm laying there crying, just going, God, please help me, please help me. And then in the corner of my eye, remember it's dark, just like people say, there was a white beach ball sized sphere appeared in the corner of my eye over the doorway. Bright, 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 but it didn't illuminate the room. It was just like a spot. And on top of that spot, that was a little figure, had a gown, 2 arms, and a head, and I'm thinking I have read of things, like this, and from that figure, a beam of light, I can just describe it like a Darth Vader sword, just came slowly coming down and lands on my L1. My L1 was, the whole corner was shattered, it was just, the whole corner was gone. I saw pictures of it. It was just little fragments here and there, but the whole corner was gone of my lower lumbar 1. For visual purposes, you have your vertebrae and your discs and your disc. This whole corner was gone, and just little fragments of the bone. I remember seeing the x-ray or whatever they had back then of pieces here. So this whole corner was gone. Now, that beam of light came down and solidified itself to me. It made it solid because it rocked me. And I can feel this tingling. Zzz, and I'm going, oh my God, this must be God or an angel or something, And I'm like a little kid getting his first haircut. I'm not moving. Well, that would be a bad description. Kids move all the time. But, like being in a dentist, you just don't want to move. And I'm sitting there and I can feel it tingling and tingling. I'm going, my God, it must be God, and it's rebuilding me, it's fixing me, it's repairing me. So that tingling sensation went on for about a good 45 seconds. And then it wasn't hot or anything like that, didn't feel any heat or anything like that, just a tingling sensation. And then it retracts, just as slow as it came, and went back to the sphere. And now I'm looking, I'm going, whoa, I'm just trying to take all this in. I'm going, whoa, what just happened? So then I can still see it's hovering there. So I wanted to take a good look at it with both my eyes. And as soon as I turned, it just popped, gone, like a soap bubble pop, just gone. So at that point in time, the next morning, that was the same thing, it was a Friday. So then Monday comes along. And Kit, bless her heart, Kit, if you're out there, contact me, please, because you're probably wondering how. Even the doctors were just wondering. They said, Michael, Mr. Midget, you're, just gave my last name away. Excuse me, that's from another injury. They said, wow, you're a remarkable young man, a remarkable healer, because Kit came down with her little rolling pin things and the needles, and she says, wow, you got sensation, yeah. And I'm yelling, get me out of this cast, get me out. I was freaking out, just get me out. I'm thinking, I know I can walk, No, your muscles are atrophied, you're down to 135 pounds, you can't walk. Even if your back was good, you can't walk because you don't have any muscles to hold yourself up. Remember, I've been in bed for 11 months, and I used to roll around on a gurney and, break all the rules, of course. And so they ordered me an aluminum back brace. And this is like 1979, I guess maybe. And this back, they cut it off, put this back brace on me, and put me on a Frankenstein table, that, it puts you on a table and goes, you know, and then you stand up, and I'm saying, and got orderlies and nurses trying to hold me up, and I'm just going, you know, let me go, I can walk. And so I took one step and I fell, you know, I started freaking out. Long story short is that I had to learn how to walk all over again, parallel bars, cane, wheelchair pushing, everything, you know. To this day, I still, you know, I recently had another back injury, and you can see that this is a report from one of the doctors. You can see where it says, I reviewed Valley Imaging Report, blah, 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 January 2005, noting a 40% old compression fracture